The controversy over the negative impact of loot boxes on those susceptible to gambling addiction has been going on for a while now. I haven't made a video about it before, but I can't resist now because this story just got really interesting. That's because the District Court of The Hague recently ruled Electronic Arts has 3 weeks to remove all gambling mechanics from FIFA 19, FIFA 20 and FIFA 21. If they don't, they'll face fines of €500,000 for each week that they don't. Well, for 20 weeks at least, until the fine hits €10 million in total between EA and their Swiss subsidiary that sells FIFA there. But I'm really interested to see what happens once that 3-week time limit is up. See, in response to the ruling, EA told the court that they couldn't remove gambling from FIFA in just 3 weeks' time. They not only declared in court that 3 weeks wasn't long enough, but that they actually needed a whole year to remove gambling mechanics from FIFA. The judge disagreed. The judgment was made that it wasn't important how EA brought itself into compliance, that the only thing that was important was that they did bring themselves into compliance and that they do it within 3 weeks. And here's the kicker. EA were told that if they were telling the truth and truly couldn't patch out gambling mechanics within 3 weeks, then they were welcome to consider their other option, which was to close all FIFA accounts in the Netherlands. Can you imagine EA deciding to just shut FIFA down in the Netherlands entirely? I would love to have seen their faces when they were told that. They were also directly told that how they comply is their problem and that no leeway would be given to them. The Netherlands Gambling Authority argued that ongoing negative consequences of potential gambling addiction, especially to minors, were a bigger consideration that outweighed the consideration EA wanted for more time. It didn't help EA that a number of other video game developers had already taken their own action to remove gambling mechanics from their games, which was something the court noted, adding that other companies had done this rapidly at the exact same time EA and their Swiss subsidiary were actively fighting against the 2018 ruling that required them to do so as well. Basically, they had 2 years of warning and the court wasn't giving any flexibility for any more. So what I'm really interested in to see is how this is all going to unfold. EA explicitly stated in court that they can't comply within 3 weeks, but they're required to by law. So if they were telling the court the truth, then within 3 weeks they'll be in breach of the law, and the only way not to be is to close all FIFA accounts entirely. Obviously, the odds of that happening would have to be close to zero. I don't know how many FIFA players there are in the Netherlands, but I do know they've made millions of sales of FIFA there, so yeah, it's not low. €10 million out of EA's billions in microtransactions isn't much of a sneeze for them either, so I can't see how any timeline in which they choose to close FIFA accounts over continuing to break the law can exist. In which case, we're about to see a situation where EA are actively and knowingly breaking the law there, and if they were honest to the judge, then they'll be doing so for 12 months. If that's the case, and that's what EA said the case would be, then their only hope is to win an appeal. They've got 6 weeks to lodge an appeal, and who knows, maybe they will win it. Unlikely given they didn't win their last one though, but one thing 2020 has shown us is anything can happen. But if they don't win it, if they lose, and it looks like they're going to be very, very lucky not to lose, then I wonder what's going to happen after they continue to knowingly break the law and eventually top out their maximum fine of €10 million. What then? I mean, I have to imagine harsher penalties will begin to apply at some point, but right now we don't really know what will happen. All we know is they've got 3 weeks to comply. They've said they can't. And it's time to sit back, watch, and see what happens. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope this was interesting to you. I'll see you in the next vid.